Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful Friday. It is the weekend, finally. Yes, summer is officially here, at least where I am, because it is so warm outside. It's the warmest day of the year, and I just love summer so much. I love being outside, I love swimming, I love tanning, I just like eating outside when it's warm out. I'm just in a really good mood right now. And today I'm gonna be listening to some Kate Bush, in particular her Hounds of Love album from 1985. I have been getting lots of requests for me to listen to this album for the first time. And I don't think I've heard Kate Bush before. I don't think I've listened to a single one of her songs before. When you guys mentioned her in the comments of some of my prior videos, I didn't know who you guys were talking about because up until now, I don't think I even knew who Kate Bush was, let alone this album, Hounds of Love, which you guys really, really want me to listen to. So finally, yes, I am going to listen to it. And it's the morning right now, so I'm actually eating my breakfast as well. I just really want to record this video so I can go outside and be outside. I want to go to the park. It's so nice outside, so I'm having some watermelon. Look at that. Oh, I love watermelon. Watermelon, I have some apple juice. And I also have some amazingly delicious apple fruit sticks, fresh from the bakery. Look at that. You can see all the sugar on top. And I have so much energy right now, it's unexplainable. I guess I got a good night's sleep last night. That's the only explanation I have. So looking at the track list, there are 12 tracks. It is 48 minutes in length, and it's from 1985. I'm, however, listening to the 2018 remastered edition of the album. I mean, I don't even know what Kate Bush sounds like. This is very similar to when I did my first listen video to Björk for the very first time. Prior to doing that video, I don't think I'd heard Björk before, so I didn't even know what she sounded like, so it was a whole new experience. So this is a true first listen video. I don't even know what she sounds like. So we're gonna kick it off with track number 1, Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God. She kind of sounds like Robin, no? Okay, so that was Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, and wow, I don't know about you guys, but there were parts during this song where she kind of sounded like Robin. I don't know if it's just me, but I could kind of pick up the similarities in their voices, and I really enjoyed this song. Again, I don't know if it's just me, but it doesn't sound like a song from the 80s. I don't know if it's because this is a remastered version of the song and album. If I didn't know the year this album came out, which was 1985, I would have thought this was a song from the 1990s. I don't know if it's just me, but obviously I haven't listened to many 80s albums in my lifetime. There's a handful I've listened to, and this doesn't sound like all the other 80s albums I've listened to. I really, really, really love the production on this song. I really enjoyed listening to this track. I like her voice. Her voice is very... I can't even explain it. It's very pleasant to listen to. So now let's move on to track number 2, Hounds of Love. Okay, and that was Hounds of Love. Wow, this definitely isn't your typical pop album. It's not your typical pop album from the 1980s. To me, I feel like it's a little experimental. It's kind of reminded me of Björk, to be honest with you, especially the lyrics. She kind of sounds like Björk in this song. Just like track number one, she kind of sounded like Robin in parts. Now on this song, she kind of sounds like Björk, especially the lyrics. The lyrics are kind of reminding me of Björk's lyrics. And they're really interesting. Hiding in the dark, hiding in the street, and of what was following me. Now hounds of love are hunting. I've always been a coward, and I don't know what's good for me. Take my shoes off and throw them in the lake, and I'll be 2 steps on the water. I found a fox caught by dogs. So I don't really know what she's singing about. If you guys know, leave a comment. These lyrics definitely aren't your typical pop cookie cutter lyrics. You definitely have to sit and analyze them and think about them for a second. And I'm looking at the genre for the album Hounds of Love, and it says art pop, progressive pop, art rock, and progressive rock. So I didn't know that. Going into this album, I just thought it would be your typical 80s pop album, which could be further from the truth. Okay, I need a watermelon break. So now let's move on to track number 3, The Big Sky. Alrighty, and that was track number 3, The Big Sky. This was another very interesting song. I really liked listening to it. It's definitely different. I'm not used to these sorts of albums, and I'm actually really enjoying it. She's saying, I feel like there's also some sort of religious theme on this song. She's singing about Noah. Come on and build me an ark. And once again, this is one of those songs where I can't easily decipher it. So if you guys know what this song is about, leave a comment. And I like how this song is more rock influenced. There is electric guitar, which if you know me, you know that I love classic rock music. So now let's move on to track number 4, Mother Stands for Comfort. Okay, and that was track number 4, Mother Stands for Comfort. She's saying, Mother stands for comfort, mother will hide the murderer, mother hides the madman, mother will stay mum. I don't know what that means. She also uses the word hunter a couple times on this album so far, which I noticed Björk also uses that word hunter and being the hunter, being the hunted. It breaks the cage and fear escapes and takes possession just like a crowd rioting inside. So far, 4 tracks in, this album definitely is art. It's not your typical pop album, which I like. You know, I like how it's making me think and it's leaving me confused, and I like when an album does that. She's also played around with a lot of interesting sounds. This album definitely is more experimental. There's a lot of sounds that you don't typically hear on an 80s pop album. I just want to take a quick look at her discography because I don't know how many albums she has. So it looks like her first album came out in 1978, so 5, 6, 7, 7 years prior to this one. And her latest album is 2011's 50 Words for Snow. So it looks like there's 10 albums in her discography, and this album, Hounds of Love, is her fifth album. So I'm kind of curious to see where she started in 1978. I'm kind of curious to see how different or similar this album, her fifth album, sounds compared to her first album from 1978, which is called The Kick Inside. So now let's move on to track number 5, Cloudbusting.
I still dream of Organon. Sleep escape me. You're like my home, so I bury it. You're here in my head, on top of the world, looking over there. I won't forget.
Alrighty, so that was track number 5, Cloudbusting, and I really enjoyed the production on this song in particular. She's saying you look too small in their big black car to be a threat to the men in power. I hid my yo-yo in the garden. I can't hide you from the government. Oh God, Daddy, I won't forget, because every time it rains, you're here in my head. Once again, guys, if you know what she's singing about, leave a comment, because I'm having a bit of difficulty trying to decipher these lyrics. We've been cloud busting daddy. So I don't know what cloud busting means. And though this isn't an album I would typically listen to, I can appreciate it because it sounds so different from what I'm used to. So now let's move on to track number 6, and Dream of Sheep. Okay, and that was And Dream of Sheep, and all the songs so far on the album have been quite beautiful, but this one in particular I thought was the most beautiful out of the bunch, and it's one of my favorites on the album. It's so tender and emotional, and once again, I don't know what she's really singing about, but I can hear the emotion in her voice, and it's a very beautiful song when she sings it. Let me be weak, let me sleep and dream of sheep. Their breath is warm and they smell like sleep. And they say they take me home like poppies heavy with seed. I mean, there are times where it sounds like she's singing in a different language because I'm finding it difficult to decipher some of these lyrics, but I can really appreciate her voice and the production on all these songs and the different sounds I'm hearing that I don't really hear on other pop albums. I like how experimental it is. It definitely makes you think. How many pop albums out there make you think? This one does. Anyway, let's move on to track number 7, Under Ice.
It's wonderful. Beautiful. On the ice. Only me. Skating fast. Leaving little lines in the ice. Cutting out. Splitting. Splitting sound. Silver hills of the cold water. It's me. Something.
Okay, and that was track number 7, Under Ice. So many of these songs, in my opinion, are quite haunting. And this one in particular was very, it kind of gave me the chills, no pun intended, Under Ice. Um, wow. I like how, some of these songs are quite dramatic and theatrical, I will say. Especially this song. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm a little speechless. I mean, I feel like this song might be one of the more easier songs to decipher. She's skating on some ice during winter. The river has frozen over, only me. So it's just her. She's speeding past trees. She's cutting lines in the ice. Splitting sound. So maybe the ice is cracking. Spitting snow. There's something moving under the ice. Through water, trying to, it's me. So perhaps she was skating on some ice. And obviously this could be a metaphor for something. She might not literally be skating on some ice and falling through. It could be a metaphor for something, some sort of emotion or what have you, or something she's gone through in her life. And she's choosing to use the illusion or allegory of her skating on ice and then falling through the ice into the water below. Get out of the cold water, it's me, someone help me. So she fell through the ice and she wants someone to help her. This does sound like a song you'd hear at the theater during a play or some sort of production. But before we move forward, I'm actually going to do something I don't usually do in these videos. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to read what the themes of this album is because I'm struggling with understanding the premise of this album. And usually when I do these videos, I like to figure out the themes on my own. But I'm not able to do that right now. Unfortunately, though, the page I'm looking at isn't giving me anything, so I still don't know what this album is about when it comes to the themes. However, I am reading here that Hounds of Love received critical acclaim both on its release and its retrospective reviews. It is considered by many fans and music critics to be Bush's best album and has been regularly voted one of the greatest albums of all time. I didn't know that. I didn't know a lot of people consider this one of the greatest albums of all time. Well, I'll be damned. Pitchfork include the album at four on their list of the 200 best albums of the 1980s. Not all time, but the 80s. But still, that's pretty big. Number 4 of the best albums of the 1980s. Wow. In a poll of the public conducted by NPR, Hounds of Love was voted in 4th place in its list of 150 greatest albums ever made by female artists. And in 1998, Q Magazine's readers voted Hounds of Love the 48th greatest album of all time. So now let's move on to track number 8, Waking the Witch.
You must wake up. Wake up, man. Wake up.
Wake up, love.
You should make the night. Can you not see that little light up there? Wake up, sleepyhead. Don't you know you've getting late? Look who's here to see you.
Alrighty, so that was track number 8, Waking the Witch. Wow. Definitely the most interesting song on the album so far, and I'm gonna say it, probably one of the most bizarre songs I've ever listened to in my entire life. I'm a little shook. I honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm a little speechless. Especially that demonic voice I was listening to. It was like Satan was talking into my ear. That, you know what I mean? It was almost. I mean, I don't listen to screamo music, obviously, but it reminded me of, the voice you'd hear in that sort of music, like the. If you know what I mean. It's, the growling, the deep voice, and it was kind of chilling and haunting. I couldn't follow along with the lyrics because it says lyrics not available for this song for whatever reason. But it was very chilling and interesting and bizarre, and I'm a little speechless. And I also want to say that the listening experience, as I was listening to the song, was so different and unusual. When it started, it was more delicate, it was more ballad-like, there was a piano, there were bits of dialogue of people saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, love. And it kind of got me teary-eyed, and then bam, it just turned into something different, and I was not expecting that at all. And I still don't know what I listened to. It was definitely an experience. This album is leaving me shook. I mean, no words. Anyway, let's move on to track number 9, Watching You Without Me.
Watch the clock move with slow hand. I should.
Alrighty, so that was track number 9, Watch You Without Me, and I thought it was pretty clever how, in particular at the beginning of the song, she's singing the lyrics, you can't hear me, but she's singing them in a way that's very low and subtle that you actually can't really hear her when she's singing those lines in particular. You don't hear me, come in, help me baby, talk to me, listen to me, help, listen baby, please, baby, talk to me. You can't hear me. You won't hear me leaving. There's a ghost in our home just watching you without me. I'm not here. Just like the rest of the album, definitely a very interesting song. So now let's move on to track number 10, Jig of Life. Already, so that was track number 10, Jig of Life, and I enjoyed the more folk-sounding production on this track. It sounds like something very medievalish, and I had fun. What I love about this album is you truly don't know what you're gonna get with each track. Each track sounds so different from each other, and she plays around with so many different sounds and production elements, and it's a very unique experience. Listening to this album has been very unique to me. It's not predictable, it's not standard, it's very eclectic and different, and I'm enjoying the experience I'm going on listening to this album. So we have 2 tracks left. Track number 11, Hello, Earth. Why do I have tears in my eyes? Do you see this? Do you see this? I have tears in my eyes. Why? I don't know what's happening anymore. Like, what is this? What is this? What is life right now? What is life? I've experienced so many emotions listening to this album that I'm speechless. I don't know what to say anymore. Why did that song bring me to tears? I don't know. I don't know what the song was about. I think I'm more so getting angry with the fact that I don't know what's happening and I don't know why I'm feeling this way listening to this album. It's so different from any other album I've ever listened to in my life, and I don't know anymore. I can't even articulate what I want to say. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm just like putting words together, random words. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway. Go to sleep, little earth. I was there at the birth. Out of the cloudburst, the head of the tempest. Murderer of calm. Why did I go? Why did I go? Go to sleep, little earth. Please, 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 if you know what these songs are about, leave a comment because I need help here. Okay. We have made it to the end of the album, track number 12, The Morning Fog. Alrighty, so that was the final track of the album, track number 12, The Morning Fog. The light begin to bleed, begin to breathe, begin to speak. Do you know what? I love you better now. I am falling like a stone, like a storm, being born again into the sweet morning fog. Do you know what? I love you better now. I'm falling, and I'd love to hold you now. I'll kiss the ground. I'll tell my mother. I'll tell my father. I'll tell my loved ones. I'll tell my brothers how much I love them. I'm speechless. This was an experience. I have no words. I honestly have no words. I don't know what I just listened to, and I was not expecting that at all. I'm pretty sure this is the most shook I have ever been after listening to an album. And that's saying a lot, considering I've been doing these videos now for a year. And I have no words. So many different emotions, so many different sounds. Each song is different from one another. You really don't know what you're gonna get with each song. And each song is simply beautiful and interesting and quirky and bizarre and theatrical and emotional and just everything rolled into one. And I've said this multiple times during this video that even though I don't know what these songs are about, I struggled with trying to decipher what she was saying. So once again, for the final time, if you guys know the themes of this album, let me know. Listening to this album was a whirlwind, and I loved every second of it. I feel like this is the most unique album I've ever listened to in my entire life. And I don't know if I overreacted when it came to my reaction to these songs. I don't know, but you saw my honest reaction, and there it is. I don't care. It's how I reacted to the album, and I loved it. Would I listen to this album again? Of course I would. I have to listen to this album again. I have to, because it's one of those albums where it kind of shakes you to your core a little bit the first time you listen to it. And it's so unique sounding that it almost pressures you to listen to it again, because you have to go back and be like, okay, did I miss something? You know, you almost want to relive the experience again of listening to this album. And you know what? After listening to this album, I can see why so many people love it. So many people praise it. So many people say that this is one of the best albums, not only of the 1980s, but of all time, which I can completely understand. I can completely understand the praise for this album now. Kate Bush's voice is absolutely remarkable. You can hear the emotion in every syllable she sang. The lyrics, the production, her voice, just everything about it. And like I said at the beginning of this video, it doesn't sound like an album from the 1980s. Call me crazy, but it doesn't. It sounds like an album that could have even been released today in 2020, in the 2000s, in the 90s, any decade, to be honest with you. It definitely has that timeless sound to it where, you know, it could have been an album from the 1910s, it could have been an album from the 2040s, it could have been an album from the 1980s, who knows? It just has that timeless aesthetic to it. Anyway, that's what I thought of the album. I really enjoy myself. Wow. It's the afternoon now, but honestly, I feel like I need a drink after listening to that album. I'm so hungry after listening to that. This album was a workout. Okay, well, I think that's all I wanted to say. I don't have much to say because I'm kind of speechless at the moment, so what do you guys think of the album when you heard it for the first time? What are your favorite songs? And please tell me the meaning of some of these songs, or all the songs. I really would like to know. So that is that. I need to listen to the rest of her albums now. Should I go on a Kate Bush discography journey? I feel like I have to now. I mean, no words. I'm speechless. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music and my playlist. You can find me on TikTok. Alrighty, so have a wonderful weekend, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.